Everybody, I hope you're okay and all doing good. Can I have a 5x5, please, if that's all right? Once we got that confirmed, we can crack on. Bloody hell, we got something for you tonight. This year's looking bonkers, so hopefully we can get that confirmation. It's pointless talking if no one can hear me because it's happened before. Yeah, 5x Time Lord, and yeah. Cool, that's awesome. Thank you, Shepherd's Travels and everyone else. Brilliant. Right, we can crack on then. Let me see. Honestly, there's been information being added to this live stream literally right up to like 15 seconds ago. It's nuts. It really is nuts. Right, okay, let's get this out there right now. Okay, a sideshow to avoid right now. And do you know what that is? World War III and conscriptions. It's BS. Don't worry about it. There's not going to be World War III, okay? And there's certainly not going to be telling people in the UK to go and join up to go and fight the Reds. It's not going to happen, right? If you believe this is going to happen, you're probably watching the wrong YouTube channel. Go and watch Canadian Prepper or something like that, all right? It's not. We're not going to get a World War III. Don't worry. There's not going to be a thermo-global nuclear war where every surface on the planet is going to get destroyed for thousands of years. Who's going to gain from that? So don't worry about it. It's just fear. Remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. Remember the 80s and the Cold War. Same shit, different day. Don't worry about it. Right, cool. I'm glad I've got that out of the way. Yes, guess what? Looking at the analytics on my channel over the last couple of weeks, it appears that I am still being shadow banned. Oh no. So the stuff that I've been talking about, obviously, excuse me. The stuff I've been talking about, I'm right over the target, and it's upsetting the algorithm and all the rest of it. So yes, if you can share this video, it really helps. I noticed someone in the chat already has shared it. So fantastic. That really helps. Apparently, the big places to share content is on Facebook, believe it or not. I'm not on Facebook, so if you can share it on a Facebook group, that helps. Another one is WhatsApp. I didn't even know there was groups on WhatsApp, but apparently there is. So if you can share it there, Telegram and anywhere else, that really helps. Cool. If you can quickly hit the thumbs up, that really helps too, because it's to do with the algorithm. And the more thumbs up interactions that gets, the more chat interactions it gets, the more we know when you press them buttons and little hearts come up and all of that sort of thing. All of these interactions help the algorithm and allow the video to get more power so more people can see it. Because what I like to do in my videos is record a data point of historical interest. So what that means pretty much in English is we want people to watch these videos and look at the live chat and indeed the comments underneath, because that, the majority of the time, reflects the true feelings of people who have watched the video. Okay, don't forget, lots of the stuff that's in the mainstream media and the press, etc., is all BS. It's so agenderized and slanted and biased. It's freaking ridiculous. I actively encourage anyone who watches my videos to be honest and just type in what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're seeing and hearing. Okay, it really helps because it helps us, the viewers as well, to get a better adaptation or ideal of the truth, because these are real people commenting and typing away. If you want to see what's really going on, just read the live chat. We've got an awesome community in here. And look at that, we've been on there for 3 minutes and we got nearly 700 people already. What does that tell you? Okay, so yes, don't forget, share, like, subscribe, and check your notification bells. The amount of people who send me emails, I wasn't notified. I saw your notification for your live stream 3 hours late. What I try to do is do 8 o'clock every Friday UK time without fail. So hopefully people will remember that rather than rely on the notification system supplied by YouTube, because quite frankly, it's bollocks. It absolutely is. All right, you can't trust it. So check it, try to remember it, and you won't miss out. good to see so many people in the chat. That's good. If you can, there are support links underneath this video. It really helps. Now, let's get started, shall we? People are leaving the cities. Now, this pretty much was a reality back in 2020. As soon as there was talk of lockdowns, people being under martial law. Who remembers it in 2020? Let me know in the comment section if you're watching on the replay. If you're right now live, fair play to you. Stick it into the live chat. Who remembers back in 2020 when all of this fear BS was coming out across global mainstream media, pretty much, and every independent country and their governments, their advisors, the healthcare systems scattered throughout the planet was pumping out so much fear that the issue, the C18+1, I can't even say that. That's how friggin' ridiculous the freedom of speech is out here. But yeah, that was so deadly, so dangerous that the hospitals were overwhelmed, overrun. No, that's what they told us. But what actually happened? The hospitals were empty. And you couldn't go there. They shut the hospitals. For sake, really? A global crisis where it was being told to everyone that people were dying left, right in Chelsea. Guess what? The hospitals, Jack, were empty. And to make it worse, we had these friggin' nurses dancing. How the friggin' hell is that going to help people? What? Yeah. So if you believe that all of that stuff in 2020 was real after what I've just told you, please leave. Please don't even comment. You're just going to upset people. And we haven't got our precious energy and time to counter your pathetic argument if you believe in the mainstream narrative. I like to think that most people on board have some common friggin' sense. Right, okay. So yeah, so that started back in 2020, right? Now, we've got a few things to show. It's crazy, so I advise you guys watch the whole live stream because it's so hard to try and find time to categorize things and put them in some sort of storybook way of order or order of proceedings. It's crazy. So it's completely random, but nonetheless, all of this stuff which you're going to hear about right now on this video is going to be huge this year. It's nuts. Just stick around and find out, Jack. You won't believe it sometimes. So here we go. Look at this. The UK people moving to rural areas. It's absolutely going crazy. I think between 2020 and now is the highest rate of people leaving urban areas, relocating to the countryside. But it's not just the UK. We've got it going on all over the place. People are moving away from densely populated urban environments. That is absolute fact. Okay, that's true. How many people do you know since 2020 have moved away from London, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, whatever it is? How many people do you know? Crazy. I know loads. The thing is, the position that I'm in allows me to be in constant communication with preppers globally. And from the stuff that I've been told, from phone calls, voice messages, all of the rest of it, text, emails, the whole spectrum of communication, right? The amount of stuff that I'm being told that we've finally sold up and we've moved. And I can't believe how stressful it was, but I'm so relieved that we've done it. My friend, who I'm not going to name, but he's currently got his house in the market. And apparently, reading between the lines, and I was speaking to Neil McCoy Ward not that long ago. And my God, you won't believe it. In fact, that video is done and we're going to be seeing that when the website's ready, but more about that later. There is an absolute trend of people moving. Now, let me know in the live chat, because it's really important, if you have your house on the market, you're currently trying to sell. I'm not joking. Lots of people are right now. Now, historically, the most productive time to sell a property would be in the springtime. This is how crazy it is. You look at the data from estate agents right now. It's nuts. The amount of properties that are being listed, and I think it's 80% of all the properties listed are in densely populated urban environments. How crazy is that? So yes, there is big stuff coming down the pipe this year. It's bonkers. It really is. I'm looking at the chat now. Yes, awesome. We got some cool people in the house. 4x4 fella, Ben Pilgrim, Beardbox, Pamela Swan. This is awesome. Cornish Bob. But yeah, honestly, we got to crack on. Like, we got nearly 1,000 people in the live chat right now. So, okay. Now, what was really interesting was, well, I've done a video recently and I highlighted a small point of what happened in Davos this month. So we are talking about the World Economic Forum. Okay, lots of information has been released only in the last few days. It's mind-blowing. Even they are saying this year, and catastrophic was one of the words that were used. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you the truth, right? So you can see it with your own eyes. Friggin' hell. This year, if you're not prepared by now, time to have a good look at your preparedness plan. Whether it's yourself, your family, your team, or if you're a lone wolf guy or girl, really seriously look into your stuff. I mean, I've even gone out today recceing bug out sites, and I'm already bugged out. But we always need to have a plan B, C, D, E right through the alphabet, okay? If something happens, I've got to leave where I am now. At least I can go somewhere where I know I'm going to be okay. I was looking at them places today. There's a video coming up tomorrow on my YouTube channel about that. So we are going to look at what the WEF have been saying. Don't forget, this is fresh out of Davos, okay? Wow, it is nuts. Let me see. Here, right, I think it's this one because I've got it on there twice. Right, let me just double check. Yes, cool. You can see the whole screen. So this is the global risks report. Okay, you can download this as a PDF, which I've done for your convenience. If you want to check this out, may I suggest you go into your search engine and type in WEF Global Risks Report 2024. Okay. You need to do that. And when you do that, excuse me, if I can find it, you're going to see this. Right. Let me just check that you're seeing it. Cool. Sweet. Okay. So here we are. We got the short term, which is their immediate concerns within the next 2 years. Okay. So starting right now, the long term is over 10 years. Okay. So look at the top thing. Misinformation and disinformation. That is what the risk quota from the World Economic Forum are stating, that worries them the most, right? So expect this year a lot of mis and disinformation, right? Now, we have 124 pages in this report, and you won't believe, let me just go up, because there's things in here which are quite frightening. Now, look at this. These weird how they do these interconnections map. So it's almost like an old-fashioned flow chart, but on friggin' steroids. Okay. Now look at this area here: misinformation and disinformation. Adverse outcomes of frontier technologies, technological power and concentration, cyber insecurity, adverse outcomes of AI technologies. Now this here we're going to go over in a sec, because this is frigging crazy. And then look at this with the misinformation, censorship and surveillance. Expect a whole lot of this to happen this year. All right. Basically, it's going to be pretty hard to know your ass from your elbow by the time they've finished with their plan to counter disinformation. All right. If you want to see mis and disinformation, please look at any mainstream media sources for further details. They are literally telling you a whole crock of shit. And anyone who counters that is going to be called a misinformationist, I presume. But no, look at this. Violence, erosion of human rights, terrorist attacks, interstate armed conflict, societal polarization. That's one way you can describe it. Geo-economic confrontation. This just goes on. This is just one scary array of colorful dots, pretty much. But what a good thing to do is to look at this report. They actually done a live stream. It's about an hour or two. It's very long-winded, but it might be good to sort of watch that because it outlines some of the stuff which are seriously scaring people. Look at this. Short term for 2 years. This area here, so 3%. Look, stormy. Global catastrophic risks looming. They are calling that right now. Earlier on in the first 2 years, global catastrophic risks are looming. That is what the short-term global outlook is from the World Economic Forum. These are key findings. Don't forget, this has only just been released. It's insane. So let me just come down. Mistrust in elections. Now, here is a very key point, okay? We are, like I say, if you want to look at this document, okay, just download it for free, PDF, and you can see it with your own eyes. We could literally read through every word in this, but it's going to take hours and hours and hours. And quite frankly, not that many people will be interested. Wow, look at this. The identification of artificial intelligence generated mis- and disinformation in these campaigns will not be clear-cut. The difference between AI and human-generated content is becoming more difficult to discern. Sorry, I had to come up here. Not only for digitally illiterate individuals. Well, that's a very kind way of putting it. What a bunch of frigging arseholes these people are. Let me know in the live chat if you think the World Economic Forum are a complete bunch of arseholes. Just be honest. Tell everyone what you think. Do you know what? There's some people who don't even know who the World Economic Forum are. That's how crazy the censorship is right now. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I am being targeted by being shadow banned, because people aren't seeing my videos. So if you can, please click the share button underneath and share this video so other people can literally figure out what the hell's going on, because this coming out this year is going to be crazy. R&D continues at pace. This area of innovation is radically underfunded in comparison to the underlying technology. So basically, what this tiny little part of the report concludes is the mis and disinformation. Now look at this. Unbelievable. There's the UK and there's the US right there. Look, first risk in India, 1.4 billion, nearly 50%. Wow. Head to the general election, April to May. We are going to go over the elections, right? Look at this. 340 million people in America are going to vote in November. Okay. The European Union, look at this, 450 million people, way more than there are in America. Okay. There's way more people in Europe than there are in the USA. You won't believe it. The USA, I don't know, some people think that they're the only continent on the planet, but man, there's a lot of people out there. 89%. Look at this. This is in June. So what are we seeing in June? Well, literally around the same time we are seeing the Paris Olympics. Now we've already done a video about that at the start of this year. If you haven't seen it, check that video out. That will literally outline the crap which is going to kick off in Paris this year. Unbelievable. The UK, look at this, 68 million. All right, so this saying January. All right, but we have got the elections in May and it could be running till next year. It's very complicated what's happening in the UK. I wish it was just clear cut like it is in other countries, but unfortunately, it's from May onwards, right? Look at this in Mexico, 128 million people are going to vote exactly the same time as they are in France, sorry, in Europe, right? That's crazy. Indonesia, look at that, 278 million people. They're voting in March. So there we go, pretty much 60 million in South Africa. Look at that, 145 million in Russia. That's in March. So like I'm saying, we're going to go over some of that in a sec. But the stuff, like I say, the fear porn out there with this conflict, all right? Check out the Eurofighter. But yeah, they are simmering tensions and conflicts, and honestly, they are painting such a crazy picture, and they're seeing an uptake in armed conflict. Okay, like I'm saying, if you want to go into deep analysis about this report, it's crazy. Civil society, oh my god, this is how infiltrated it's been. Okay, this is for the next 10 years. Cyber insecurity is a big thing. We've talked about cyber attacks already. So I'm not going to dwell for too long on this particular section, but nonetheless, that is quite a predecessor for the information concerned about what we're going to be revealing in this live stream. Okay, wow, it's crazy. Let me have a look. I'm going to try and close down some of these tabs because I've got about 20 of them open. It's a nightmare. Any of you guys who have presented live, you know what I'm talking about. It's not as easy as you think. Crazy. Right, let's have a look. Right, so on the elections this year, do you know how many have been taken part this year? All right. Wow. Look at this. We've already talked about it. 7 out of the world's 10 most populous nations are voting this year. Apparently, this hasn't happened for at least 20 years, where so many countries are voting on exactly the same year. Look, Africa. There's tons, all in Africa alone. The Americas, all voting this year. Some of them have actually got dates, but you can research further. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. No, they don't show his face in there. They show the maple leaf instead. But you know what I'm talking about. That guy, one of the global leaders for the World Economic Forum, who apparently is in charge of Canada. My ass. It's just a puppet, like most of us know. United States. Wow. So yes, all of these countries are voting all the way across Asia. And there's a whole lot of people in Asia, people. They're all voting. They've all been pretty much through the same sort of crap that we've had all over Europe. Look at it. And it's weird that they put the UK in Europe, United Kingdom, even though we are supposed to be out of Europe. But I think this is more geographical rather than political, to be fair. So yeah, even Russia they've put in Europe. What the F is that about? Yeah, unbelievable. And Oceania. So basically you're looking around the Australia region, sort of southeast of the planet. So yep, all of these countries are voting this year. It's crazy. Oh, looky here, we've got our first donation of this evening. Thank you to Martin over on PayPal. Thank you very much for that, sir. It really seriously helps, like big time, like you would not believe. So what are we going to expecting? Elections being rigged. Now, I know some of you guys in America have already had a taste of this with Trump v. Potato. Who remembers the election? Who remembers the inauguration, etc. in America? I still can't believe that that actually happened, where the America, land of the free, home of the brave. Yeah, they put a great big fence and armed guards all the way around Washington, D.C., so no one could turn up and vote and watch, etc. How free is that? That was the most disgusting display of stick it up your jacksie I've ever seen. That was just nuts. Who remembers that? Let me know in the live chat section there. So, oh my God, climate change, weather manipulation, carbon zero, all of the riots going on in different parts of the world right now as we speak. The general election, reform, the executive board, the World Health Organization, the UN for Climate Change Conference. We got lots. Here we are. Right. And also, we've had some breaking news about what's going on in the Texas border region too. That's nuts. Right, I've just found what I needed to find, and we're going to go into that right now. If I can find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, cool. The elections, fake news. Check this out. Right, AI-generated fake news is coming to an election near you. Targeted AI-generated political misinformation is already out there, and humans are falling for it. Wow. Humans are falling for it. Look at this. It really is. It's here. And we've warned about this for ages. It's actually here. Deepfake is here. This year, it will be rolled out globally to convince you, the good citizen, the voter, you are going to be under attack this year with a crapload of misinformation. Many years before ChatGPT was released, my research group, the University of Cambridge Social Decision Making Lab, wondered whether it is possible to have neural networks generate misinformation. To achieve this, we trained ChatGPT's predecessor, GPT-2, on examples of popular conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories, people? Yep. And then ask it to generate fake news for us. It gave us thousands of misleading but plausible sounding news stories. For examples, certain you know what that got stuck into the body a few years ago are loaded with dangerous chemicals and toxins, and government officials have manipulated stock prices to hide scandals. The question was, would anyone believe these claims? Can you see what is going on with just that one paragraph of information? Everything you're going to need to know is what I've just read. Okay. Can you see how they've turned it around? Wow. The truth is usually the opposite of what is being put out there. So we all know, well, hopefully we all know that yes, there is dangerous chemicals and toxins in that stuff, and government officials have been manipulated. Have manipulated stock prices. Absolutely, that's true. But they are trying to tell us that they've programmed ChatGPT to say that this is fake news. Whoa. I'm not joking. I am not joking, Jack. Seriously. Crazy. Thank you, Erica, for the donation on PayPal. I really appreciate that. Seriously do. Oh, also we got some from Owen as well. Thank you for that, sir. Don't matter who you vote for. Haha. Pretty much, mate. Yeah. So I'm going to try and crack on. I don't want to sort of lose my train of thought with the chats and stuff, but anyone who donates, I really appreciate it. And I'll try and catch up with you guys later on. So we are talking the whole thing. All right. So civil unrest in cities. Okay. It's already started. Did you know about that? Well, should we go and have a look? Because like I say, there's stuff going on around the planet. Just because of where it's going on isn't really attractive or sexy or fucking interesting, etc. Unbelievable. It really is. Check this out. A state of emergency is declared in Papua New Guinea after rioting and looting killed 16 people. Basically, they are having their SHTF right now. Nuts. This picture was taken 16 days ago. God knows what it's like now. It is absolutely crazy what's going on out there. And if you want to see some more pictures about this, head over to X or Twitter and check it out what's been going on out there. It is unbelievable. So when you saw these sorts of things happen in the past, yeah, this year we are going to see this rapidly rise. It's pretty much a no-brainer. There's another one to show you as well. The civil unrest. Did you know about this? This is in Russia. This only happened 9 days ago. Okay, it kicked off big time out there. So the thing is, look, in April 2023, this guy here was an activist, right? He was, I think he was arrested, but look at what he was talking about. A political activist. He campaigns for the protection of nature and ethnic identity. Ethnic identity. So basically, migration. He was speaking out against migration. And it is just gone crazy out there. So yeah, have a look at this. Right, let me stop sharing that one. You see what's been going on. This is the truth as what's been going on. And we don't usually see large-scale riots and protests in Russia. It's pretty much unheard of. But this year, the tide has changed. We are seeing thousands of people literally have had it up to here with all of the things we've been talking about on this channel for the last 12 months. It's a breaking point and things are changing. We are seeing it kick off already. And we're not even in February yet. As I said, when we go through month by month of this year with all of the things which are going to be happening, not predicted, but they are going to happen, you will see the amount of civil unrest, which is going to go global, pretty much. This is the year where we need to start seriously thinking about how, what, why we do in the world of preparedness. Like I said, if you can share this video, it well helps. Now, we've already talked about Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations, all right? Right, let me just see. We need to get rid of that. Yeah, so whilst we're on the subject of elections, here in the UK, we've got ours coming up soon. So I think it's only fair that we talk about that. So here we go. This is the United Kingdom this year. So this is the background, all right? Look at this. These are the usual suspects. These two clowns, all right? These two clowns. The illusion of choice. You haven't got any choice. Basically, this guy here is a complete arsehole, and this guy here is a complete arsehole. We have a pair of arseholes. No one in their right mind would vote for either of these arseholes. Yet, look at the current game that we have to take part in. The two arsehole groups, okay? Look at all of these people elected in 2019. And look at that. If you really want to see a great image of a clown, look at this jerk right there. Unbelievable. What a sinister, disgusting representation of a human being right there. Look at this. Independence. Look, 18. Wow. Unbelievable. Including Andrew Bridgen. So that is pretty much how it stands for the elections here in the UK. So there seems to be one option available in the UK in the scheme of things, and it's these guys here, Reform UK. Now, personally, I don't like to attach myself to any group. I really don't. But when you see this, the Honorary President Nigel Farage, That guy, Richard Tice. That guy. Now, basically, this guy here is a career politician, conservative. Okay, so you really do have to question what the plan is here. Is this controlled opposition? Is this set up to give people the illusion of choice? Ideology, right-wing populism, right wing. Okay, so this does look like probably the only choice that people are going to be voting for, because I can't really see anyone voting Conservative or Labour, or even worse, those liberal demashits. You got to be crazy to vote for any of the top three. So Reform UK, like I say, I smell a rat. I'm not really convinced. Let me know in the live chat if you are going to be voting for these guys. Let me know if you've looked into them and you understand if they're good or bad. Let everyone know your opinions, because this at the moment is a free society and we are allowed to talk about what we want to. Okay, I try to actively encourage freedom of speech on these popular live streams that we do every Friday, 8 p.m. here in UK time. If you want to take part and you're watching this on a replay, don't forget, write it down. Another good thing is to set a reminder on your phone half an hour before, so 7:30 next Friday. Don't forget to watch the live stream, because lots of people are not being notified. I'm being shadow banned because the info that I'm exposing, the powers that be, or whatever you want to call them, arseholes, are literally trying to shut me up. They've cut all of my funding, advertising, everything. So you guys who do donate really help, because I'm being freaking shadow banned like crazy. So please share, because it's important that people type in to these live chats what they actually think about the Reform Party. What do you think? Is it a psyop? Is it BS? Are they genuine? Have they got a real chance of actually becoming in charge of the UK, politically speaking? Let me know. Put it into the comment section if you're watching on the replay. It's good. Lots of people read through them. Okay. So, yes, we're going to cover that quickly. We have got lots to go through, so I'm glad that you guys are on board. We got 1,501. That's pretty cool. See if we can break that 2,000. That'd be great. So if you know anyone who would be interested in taking part, jump out and get them in here, because they need to put their input into the section. Okay, so check this out. Who remembers what happened in Sri Lanka recently, a few years ago? You saw mass civil unrest in Sri Lanka. That was not BS. It wasn't staged. It wasn't deep fake. It really, really happened. Look at this. As well, from the unprecedented economic crisis currently devastating the country. Wow. So it's not been fixed over there. No one's talking about it. It's been brushed under the carpet. Why? Because this is looking like we are going to see lots of this year around the globe. No joke. We read on. Over the last year, Sri Lanka has experienced an annual inflation rate of more than 50%, with food prices rising 80%. Yes, 80%. And transport costs a staggering 128%. So basically, fuel in Sri Lanka has gone through the roof. Wow. Faced with fierce protests, the Sri Lankan government declared a state of emergency and deployed troops around the country to maintain order. Unfriggin' believable. That is insane. Like I said, there is a lot more of this coming down a pipe. There really is. This isn't fear porn or scaremongering. This is truth. This is happening. Do we study it? Do we plan and prepare for it? Like I said, lots of people are already in process of moving away from urban populated areas. Are you one of them? Are you moving? Have you just joined the chat and you haven't watched the beginning where I touched on this, have you got your house on the market? Are you planning on selling, going somewhere else? Are you planning on going mobile? Wow, that's another thing. Lots of people are literally getting everything out in their house. They're taking it to charity shops. They're selling loads. They're throwing stuff away, giving stuff to family and friends, trying to generate as much money as possible, and then going mobile. Yes, that is a trend, right? Who remembers the great van life uprising of 2020? Well, that's continued. It wasn't just a blip. It's gaining traction. More people are doing this. And let me tell you this, when you've got a home, if you own it or if you part own it, etc., if you sell it with all of its contents in there and you get an absolute ton of money, you get a really good quality vehicle, whatever it is, a bus, a horse lorry, a van, whatever it is. Everyone's different. Some people are single, just couples, some have got families, pets, whatever floats your boat, right? Let me know if you are considering living mobile, because I know a lot of people are. The emails that I get was like, wow. I mean, I've got a friend come around in a few weeks. He's just finished converting his van on his own. It's going crazy. People can see this crap coming down the road and they are getting ready. Like I said, are you getting ready? Are you? Let us all know, because when people watch this on the replay, they can see the live chat and they can see the comments under the video. And hopefully it will make people think, do you know what? Maybe it's not such a bad idea. You're probably going to be a lot safer being mobile, so you can go anywhere you want when all this crap starts happening through this year. Crazy. Unbelievable. So, yeah, we're going to talk, obviously, the US, that was breaking news earlier in Texas. Unbelievable. So we're just double checking weather manipulation. Right. Okay. So basically, when we looked at the World Economic Forum, the Global Risks report, the 19th edition, okay, the one that we saw earlier, it was nuts. Like I say, type it in and you can see it for yourself. And in fact, if I get time, I'm going to put that in a link in the description box under the video so you can read it. So like I've been saying, and I'm not changing my mind, I'm absolutely 100% on this, and it's not going to change. The main thing that they are going to use for all of their agendas is climate change. That is the one thing which remains constant throughout the entire agenda, is climate change. Forget all of the other bits and pieces. That thing is being hammered like shit. They are hammering the crap out of that narrative. Climate, climate, climate. You watch. Everything comes back to that middle road, the climate change road. It's nuts. I mean, who said about BS about 1.5 degrees C? They said that in the 60s. Oh, we've got 10 years left to save the planet. Really? 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, tens, 20s, 60 freaking years of this BS. And they still are hammering the younger generation that this is a reality. The problem is, it's down to us as parents to shield our youngsters from these crooked twats at schools, colleges, and universities. They have been 100% infiltrated, trying their very best, using every frigging psychological tactic humanly possible to brainwash our younger generation. 100% fact. No fear, no BS. That's exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. The amount of people who saw this BS in 2020, who took their kids out of school, and they haven't took them back. Their kids are doing way better out of school than they are in school. And for me saying that, this video is probably going to get taken down. So if you can share it, the more people will see this stuff, the better, because YouTube does not like me speaking the truth. Lots of people join this community every single week because they want to hear the truth. They want to voice their frigging opinions. And that's how it should be. Okay? We're not living in frigging China. We're not yet. So it's up to us to do what we feel we need to do to change this frigging direction. This crazy world's going down. It's nuts. So climate change, Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Have you ever stopped and wondered, why the hell is everything being abbreviated? You know, the whole planet is reading like an American military manual. Everything's got abbreviations. It never used to be. Oh, the UN, the WHO, the WEF, the SDGs, the UK, everything's been abbreviated. Well, that's bullshit. Why can't it just spell the words? Everything is getting shortened because people's attention spans are being targeted. Why do you think there's a creation called TikTok? Why are YouTube promoting YouTube Shorts? Because they want the younger generation, they're the target group, okay, from birth to 25 years old. That is all the powers that be are interested in. As soon as you're over 25, guess what? You are useless. You're no good to their system. They are targeting from birth to 25 years old. And as parents, we have got a freaking responsibility to do. We have to protect our kids big time. If you want to hand your kid over to the state and the government to brainwash and to educate, well, it's up to you. All I'm saying is this is part of the problem. The less people we have, the less kids that we have in state schools, etc., the better. The more, the longer the problem is going to be. Why do you think we've been having the same frigging issues century after century? It's because education. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you watching this right now are smart enough to bring up your own kid without the frigging government doing it and making them more stupid, more reliant on everyone else but themselves. Exactly. We've talked about this before. Anyway, so Sustainable Development Goals by United Nations, that's a big problem. So what are we going to see and what have we seen already? This would be interesting. You watching right now, did your car insurance go up over the last 6 months? Let me know right now in the live chat. If you're watching this on a replay, please put it in the comment section. Pause the video. Let me know what you think. Because I'll tell you this much, that's just the beginning. Just you wait. At the end of the day, what the goal is, they want everyone in urban environments, in little tiny rooms, not allowed out and being fed crap and literally being told to take part in the metaverse. That's what they want. So forget about going into the car or the RV whenever you want to go out and head to the hills and have a nice break or whatever. No, they don't want you doing that. Why? Because it's bad for the planet. Really? Okay. Well, I'll bet you any money that these evil gits are still going to be flying around in their Ponzi jets and their flash cars, etc. Do you think they're going to stop that and they're going to live in 15-minute cities and walk around? Do you think they're going to do that? Bullshit, they are. Of course they're going to do whatever they want. But they want all of us, 99% of the global population, not allowed to travel anywhere. Yeah, if you don't believe it, hey, stick around. I'll see you in 5 or 10 years' time and let's have this discussion again. Lots of people think, oh, we're conspiracy theorists. Well, I'll tell you what. What's the difference between the truth and a conspiracy theory? 6 months. That's generally what happens. Okay. That is so true. No joke. So car insurance in vehicle prices are going to be going up. So any insurance that could influence climate change is at risk. Okay. So anything to harm the planet. So we are being told, okay? So what are we thinking of here? What would you think is going to harm the planet from what they are telling us? Coal, wood, gas, oil, blah, 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 okay? Stuff that we've been using for God knows how many years, okay? But they're trying to convince us that it's our fault using all that stuff, which is making the planet go crazy. But do you want to see something really crazy? Now, guess what? This was deemed a conspiracy theory 5 years ago, maybe longer. And do you know what it was? That it's human beings are causing climate change. But I don't mean what you probably think I mean. I don't mean driving your car, putting on your gas boiler, or whatever it is. No. Human beings are causing climate change. How? Yeah, that's how. If you don't believe me, we've been speaking about this for years. And may I add to that, a lot longer than 5 years, a lot longer. So are you ready for this? This, oh my God, when I saw this, I could not friggin' believe it. Look at this. Humans breathing climate change. Look at this. 25.7 billion results. Okay. All those billions of bodies exhaling carbon dioxide with every breath really starts to add up. In one day, the average person breathes out around 500 litres of greenhouse gas, CO2, which amounts to around 1 kilogram in mass, i.e. carbon. Is it sinking in yet? It's human beings are killing the planet because we breathe. Let that friggin' sink in. If you still think nothing's going to happen, it's too late for you. I'm really sorry. It's too late. But look, in one day, the average person breathes out around 500 litres of greenhouse gas, CO2, which amounts to around 1 kilo in mass. Yes, I know. We're doing it. You and me going, every time we do that, we're killing the planet. So some of you might understand this. Some of you may not. I don't know. Let me know in the live chat or the comment section, like I said. Have you ever heard that term, reducing carbon footprint? How to reduce your carbon footprint. So when we breathe out, what are we producing? Carbon. And when we walk around, what do we leave? Footprints. Basically, reducing the carbon footprint is reducing the population. And if you think that's far-fetched, conspiracy, made-up nonsense, you have got so much more to learn you would not believe. In the live chat right now, there are people in there who know what I'm talking about. In fact, if you're watching this on a replay and you know what I'm talking about, let everyone know in the comment section, because people are going to come along, they're going to watch this video and they're going to say, what? This guy's a conspiracy theorist. He's off his head. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, all right then. I've been saying this stuff for years. And loads of stuff I've said before have come true. Loads of it. Look at my followers I've had since 2012. They will tell you. They're here in the live stream right now, my veterans. They will absolutely tell you. Yep, I've been speaking this for years. And it's happening. It's happening. No joke. But not only that, they don't want us to eat foods which have a high carbon manufacturing percentage or production percentage. So what foodstuffs require a lot of carbon to produce? What do you think they are? Let me know in the live chat. This would be interesting. This really would. And also in the comment section. So the foodstuffs which take a lot of carbon to produce, what are they? What are they telling us? Meat and dairy. Yes, meat and dairy. They have been getting us addicted to meat and dairy for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Now, I like to look at life as an opportunity to experience as many different things as you can, because we're only here once. Why not do as much as you want to do? Okay, so I went and tried being a vegan, for 3 years. 3 years I've done it. And it's weird because so many people slag off vegans, but they've never done it before. Really? So you can't. You're not qualified to slag someone off if you've not walked down that road before. You can't. I don't think it's fair. But anyway, I tried it because I wanted to know what it was like. And I'll be honest, I felt fitter, faster, stronger, more agile, better in myself. I didn't get ill for 3 years. Unbelievable. But now here's the thing. After doing that experiment to myself, because I wanted to try it myself, okay? You don't really know till you try things. Don't go listen to other people It's just their opinions. You won't know till you try it yourself. I tried it. So therefore, I can report to you that's what it done to me. Everyone's different. But I started to eat meat after doing that experience. And after that, I started going back onto dairy again. The dairy thing is interesting. Okay. Dairy, most of it with the high fats and stuff, you do get lots of inflammation problems. That's fact. If you don't believe me, check it out. The main cause of inflammation is dairy, believe it or not. Foods to avoid: cheese, full fat milk, cream, all of that stuff. Okay. But I would say, based on my experience of being a vegan, is everything is about balance. Okay. So healthy food is a good thing. Okay. Now, meat, wow. In my opinion, providing the meat is really clean meat, good meat. Okay. So organic, if possible. Okay. If possible, not essential, but if possible, right? Grass fed, very important. If you can get good quality local meat, which is going to help the planet, because it's not got to go from, I mean, we're in the UK and we get lamb imported from frigging New Zealand. I live in Wales. There's more sheep than frigging people here. What the frigging hell are we doing getting it from New Zealand? Same as Bramley apples, Braeburn apples, sorry. How many different varieties of apples do we grow in the UK? If you know, let me know in the comment section or in the live chat. You will be surprised. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different apples we grow here in the UK. No, we're importing them now. Why? David Cameron's global community, or should I say Sir David? Yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about. It's not just him, it's just a puppet like we know. But nonetheless, it makes sense to get local food. Even better, grow it in your own garden. I think it's safer and more better growing food in your garden than going to an allotment. Why? Because it takes time and effort going to the allotment and back. You can't keep an eye on it because of theft. If you're in the garden, you've got more chance of catching someone trying to nick your turnips. No one wants to get the turnips pinched, all right? So you really need to look after your stuff, and it's really great. I mean, you can literally go out your front door or your back door, pull up some veg, wash it, peel it, cook it, eat it. It's got energy in it. It's amazing. It's way different than the crap you get in the supermarkets, all right? Get that stuff. Grow it in your garden. You pick it as soon as you can, eat it, because every second after that vegetable's been separated from its source, it's dying, it's losing its nutritional content. How many people watching right now grow their own veg or fruit? How many? Let me know, because it's really important. Okay, there's people out there who have never grown veg before who would like to. Now, this community here right now grow lots of fruit and veg. Am I right or am I right? And you can tell the others, the newbies, how beneficial and important it is. You will save money, it will taste amazing, and it will do you so much good. Unbelievable. And you haven't got all that frigging packaging crap waste every week. Blimey, can you imagine if you had to go and buy fruit and veg from the supermarket every week? All of that bloody plastic packaging crap. It's not good. Grow it yourself. And if you get local meat, support your butcher with cash like I do, even better. The difference between meat from your local butcher and the supermarket is frigging Usain Bolt. It's right out there. It's no joke. There's people out there who know. And if you do, let everyone know in the live stream, because if you buy stuff from your local butcher, especially if you pay cash, it helps them. Why? Because if you use your card, the butcher has to pay £20 or £30 every single month just to rent that card reader. Yeah, they're losing money straight away. And every transaction, guess what? 10% of it they don't get. It goes to somewhere else. The card reader cut, if you want to call it. So support your local butcher with cash. If you can't grow your own fruit and veg, buy it from a greengrocer or buy it from a farmer's market. Have a look around your area, find out where the nearest farm is, see if they got a shop and go there. It would be way better for you. You're supporting local business rather than getting it frigging imported from overseas. In my opinion, this country should friggin' self-sustain itself, grow its own food, and do everything itself. Don't rely on anyone else. It's crazy. And if you are one of those viewers who like the royal family, well, guess what? The Queen, now King, is literally guilty of treason. Why the hell did I say that? It's true. If you look at law, it will say the King or the Queen of England, if they can't sustain their own peoples with food in their own country, they are thereby guilty of treason. Yeah. So what would happen if we stopped all food imports into the UK for 1 year? What would happen? Well, let me tell you this. We'd be up shit creek without a paddle. We should be growing our own friggin' fruit, veg, and meat like we've done for centuries. Now, we're connected globally, and that's the problem. The more we rely on others, the more shagged we get. Let me know what you think in the comment section or in the live chat. It's unbelievable what's going on, and people need to start friggin' speaking up about this. And I'm not joking. It's absolutely going bonkers right now. So, low carbon foods, the prices are going up. And that's one of the reasons, okay? But not only meat and dairy, what about travel, flights, electric vehicles? Who the friggin' hell in their right mind has been brainwashed and manipulated into thinking that electric vehicles are a friggin' good idea? If you are, dude, you've made a big mistake. You effed up wholesale. Electric vehicles were a nightmare. The amount of there was a report the other day that an ambulance in London caught fire, burst into flames. An ambulance. I've got a friend who's just rejoined London Ambulance Services as a paramedic, and they've just been issued a fleet of electric friggin' cars. Dangerous as hell. If you don't believe me, go and search online and put EV fires, and you will be mind blown. This is happening at such an alarming rate, yet the left globalist arseholes who are telling us what to do want us all to drive an EV because it's good for the planet. Really? Really? Where are we going to get all the minerals to make all of these bloody batteries? What about the lithium mines? How long are they going to be producing batteries for? And once these batteries have finished their life cycle, how the hell can they get recycled? Have you seen the photographs in France of cars, electric vehicles, which are dead? They won't go anymore. They're useless. There are football pitch fields full of all of these dead electric cars. Where the friggin' are we going to put them? Now's the time to make a stamp on it. No friggin' way do we want EVs on this planet. No, hell no. They're a bloody nightmare. And guess what happens when it gets cold? They friggin' don't work. Are you that much of a dickhead to understand or not understand? Batteries do not like cold. If you don't believe me, go and buy some brand new batteries, leave them out in a garden for a week, and then test how much power's in there. Batteries hate cold. Why do you think cars have trouble starting in the winter months when the batteries are cold? And why the hell would you want a great big battery in your vehicle, which by chance happens to be right close to the freaking ground where it's even colder? Huh? It's crazy. Like I keep on saying, what they are telling you, it's the opposite. People like me are trying to warn and help people understand this. We're being lied to friggin' wholesale globally, pretty much in everything. It's not just the things I talked about so far. I could go on for years talking about this stuff. It's crazy what's really going on. Also, deforestation. I live in Wales, and I'll tell you what, I've been here for 3 years now, right? And the amount of times that in my short time here that I've been driving around mid Wales, which is like hardly anyone lives, but it's just all outside nature. It's beautiful. But the rate that they're cutting down trees is insane. Insane. I feel, I could be wrong here, I don't know. But based on what I've seen, and this is just my opinion with my own eyes, driving around in a very small part of the world, based on what I've seen, there appears to be More trees getting cut down than what's being grown. So trees are literally the lungs of the planet. Without trees, we're all dead. And they seem to be cutting more trees down than ever. Honestly, you drive around in Wales now and you look at the hillside where it's a beautiful load of forest. It's been absolutely decimated, gone, just grass. Crazy. And not only that, chemtrails. No one likes to talk about chemtrails. It's a conspiracy. No, it's true. The stuff that they're spraying in the atmosphere is absolutely modifying the frigging atmosphere. It's modifying it. The environment is coming down to earth. The stuff that they're doing, and it's scary crazy because it's adding to the CO2 nonsense, which they're trying to convince us that it's our fault. Global governance. Global governance. How many times have you heard that from the World Economic Forum and the United Nations? Lots. Basically, global governments or governance is one world government. It used to be said years ago called the New World Order. Who remembers George Bush? Do you know, I'm trying to think. George Bush is actually more intelligent than that potato guy at the moment. This is how screwed the system is. People actually voted for George Bush and they actually voted for Potato Head. Why? We're over 18, or I don't know what age you've got to be in America before you're trustworthy to vote. In the UK, it's 18. Who would vote for those jerk-offs, really? It is so corrupt. It's so bloody set up. The smell is unbelievable. It's crazy. I'll tell you what, there's one person to look into. If you want to see someone evil, check out this lady here. Carolina Clint. Okay. Risk Management Leader Europe. Company called Marsh. All right. Now she is on the panel on the World Economic Forum. There we go. It's reposted. Despite all of the risks, risk. So what I like to do is I like to watch publications that come out periodically by groups like the World Economic Forum and the United Nations. And I'm very keen and interested to see who is on the panel. So I'll make a list of all of the names and I'll go looking. A good place to look, believe it or not, is X, formerly Twitter. Now, what is interesting, this is a technique that I do, is I find someone like this, just watching her talk and emphasize all of the crap which they're trying to put on is a good thing to help everyone. It's just, she's evil. Look at the people that she follows. And this is for everyone that you research. Look at who they follow. Okay. Some of these names, some people will understand. All right. We're just going to go through some of them and you're going to see something quite funny. Like I said, everything goes to climate change. Look at this. There she is. 5.6 million followers. Wow. Look at that. A climate activist. Her, the Greta girl. Yeah, so literally you could just go on and you can see this is one evil woman as well in the World Economic Forum. Unbelievable. Zadia. Oh my, I'm not joking. Check it out for yourself. These people are the real crooks, okay? Forget about your local drug dealer in the hood. Those are infants compared to these crooks. The Elon Musk, I mean, you know my thoughts about this guy. If you want to understand the definition of wolf in sheep's clothing, Elon Musk's your man. I do not trust that guy. If you do, that's fine. It's up to you. Personally, the organizations that he's been involved with, some of the things that he does and says, I just, no way. He is literally a false prophet, if that makes sense. Here we go. Marsh McLennan. So basically, that's the company that this Carolina Clint works for, right? But there's loads. The World Economic Forum, yeah, she follows them because what a lovely organization they are. And there's lots. Okay, we can just go through all the mainstream media in the States, BBC. Yeah, absolutely corrupt as hell. So yeah, if you get bored and you want to find out about how crazy some of these people are, check her out. Now, because I've not been on the chat, I've missed out my usual. So yeah, sorry it's a bit late, everyone. I haven't seen the chat at all. It's not even on the chat. And I know it seems rude, but I've got so much to cover. It's scary. And we've got lots more to get through. So if you fancy a chill, have a beer. Incidentally, these ones are the cheapest I can find for the most alcohol, and they taste great. Okay, Hobgoblin. Because times are hard. This beer is pretty good for £1.50 a bottle. Yeah, £1.50. That's how much beer used to cost not that long ago. Now it's £3. It's doubled. So yeah, beer, 100% increase over the last 3 or 4 years. And if you think I'm joking, check it out yourself. You won't believe it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, you look at that. It's a pint of Guinness, doesn't it? Could bloody eat that at the same time. There we go. Perfecto. So Hobgoblin, that was introduced to me when I started my quest drinking ales, when I migrated away from that lager crap, that boys drink. Yeah, we're drinking men's drink now. Right, let's crack on. So yes, based on the report which we said at the foot of the program, taxes on petrol, diesel, oil, coal, and wood, it's just going to go through the roof. Okay, so if you enjoy or you use meat, dairy, if you own a vehicle which is not electric, and you heat your home with wood, gas, or coal, you're going to get screwed financially, big time. Can you see where this is going? They're trying to push everyone, especially heating their homes. Now, I know someone, I'm not going to say who has got an it's a heat pump. There's some air source, I think they call it, an air source heat pump, right? One of the first ones that come out a few years ago. Based on my experience, they are crap. They are totally crap. They cost a lot of money to run. And the thing which people don't realize is the noise that they make. When you look at a conventional air conditioning unit, which sits outside a business, a factory, or whatever, where there's great big fans inside, one of those, do you know how noisy they are? Very noisy. Well, this person I know, outside in his front garden, when his thing's going, it's noisy. And that's just one. Can you imagine if these arseholes got their way and everyone had them? Can you imagine how much noise it would be outside? Well, let me tell you this. If that actually become a reality, it would make you cry. Over time, you will become suicidal. Guarantee it. That noise will be so loud, you wouldn't even want to go outside. You wouldn't, which is unbelievable, really, because who doesn't like being outside? When you've got like the bird song, it's beautiful. You're gonna, as soon as you go out the front door, all you're gonna hear is everywhere, all the time, day and friggin' night. Unbelievable. That's gonna be predominantly in the winter months. But my God. And do you know what happens? The fan, which is outside your house when it's going around, it's blowing out ice cold air, pretty much like air conditioning. So you're adding cold air into the winter temperature. It's going to make temperatures even lower. How frigging clever is that? Yet, these powers that be, these arseholes, these greedy, globalist, leftist twats, want everyone to have these. And it's bullshit. There is not enough power in the grid, and there never will be, to sustain all of these, to charge all of these electric cars. No way. Even if you put solar panels on every roof of every building in the country, it's nowhere near going to be enough. What they're doing is a totalitarian tiptoe way of frigging mass genocide. That's what they're doing. And that sounds harsh. It sounds over the top. I don't care. From what I understand, that seems to be the truth. They want everyone screwed in every frigging way that you can imagine. They're already doing it. It's true. Check this out. 2012. Okay, 2012. 40 million refugees globally were displaced. 40 million. That's over half of the population of everyone in the UK. All around the world, didn't have a home to go to. They were literally gone on foot. 2023, so last year, 110 million refugees, homeless, they're all over the place. They're called displaced. 110 million. Now, is that a coincidence? If you look back through history, that sort of jump between 40 million and 110 million, how many times do you think that's happened in human history, going back through history? Probably never. Insane what's going on. So when you trust the two pillars of Freemasonry, one pillar is religion and one pillar is law. When you trust any one or both of those two systems, what do you get? You get exactly what we got now. A clown show, clown world, horse shit, everything's wrong. Yeah, that's what happens when you put your faith in those two things. This is what you get for it. And this is what they're trying to assess and trying to coerce. Global governance, one world government. It's exactly what they want. It's true. 2010 to 2023, cyber attacks increased fourfold, 4 times more. Wow, in 13 years, cyber attacks increased 4 times. Guess how much it cost the global economy annually? Have a guess. $2 trillion. $2 trillion. That's how much it cost because of all of these cyber attacks. And who thinks cyber attacks are going to go up or go down? Let me know in the live chat right now. What do you think is going to happen with cyber attacks? Are they going to continue to rise, or are they going to slow down and then just stop and go away? What do you think is going to happen with cyber attacks? Bearing in mind that everything they want us to do is being connected and is going to require an internet connection. So the more things that you connect that requires the internet, surely at the risk, so you've got all of this tech which is going to need to be connected to the internet going up like this, okay? And then you've got all of these cyber attacks going up. Yeah, of course it's going to go up. So do you think cyber attacks going up is going to be a good idea or a bad idea? Obviously it's a bad idea. So why is that happening? Because there's more technical things being connected to the internet. Oh, okay. I don't know what a good idea would be. What about we don't make everything to be connected to the internet? Wow. Who remembers the old TV sets? They didn't have an internet connection. Most of them do now. That's just one thing. Who's heard of IoT, Internet of Things? If you have, let the guys know in the live chat to educate the new guys and girls coming to the community. It's going to help, all right? You won't believe it. And I read a report, I think it was this morning actually, about IoT. Some companies, I think it is at the electrical places, if you've got a smart meter and you've got lots of these devices connected to it in your smart home, they have the power to cut off or shut down certain things which are connected to your smart meter to take away demand from the grid. Yeah, how nice is that? Whoa. So if you put the kettle on and you want a cup of tea and you've got Match of the Day on the telly or whatever it is, and your son's upstairs on a PlayStation and your daughter's in the garden on a phone on Facebook or whatever it is, all of these things connected all of the time. And if there's like a bit of a demand on the grid, like lots of idiots are buying electric cars, for example, and the grid demand is going to be like so much. Oh, do you know what? Mr. Jones will turn his kettle off because it's taken too much power from the grid. Mr. Jones don't get his cup of tea. If he's a prepper and he's got backup off-grid power, then he will. If he's not a prepper and he hasn't got a tiny little gas camping stove, that guy ain't going to get a cup of tea. And who don't want a cup of tea? A very bare, basic freedom, which we should all be enjoying, to be fair. So how dare they turn your frigging smart kettle off? Because they can. Unbelievable. Now, one of the hardest things, which boils my piss, as it were, is some younger supporters of the World Economic Forum have no idea about their future with this zero carbon agenda. So basically, you've got people supporting, working, and or alongside or in the World Economic Forum, and they really believe that they are on the right team. They really believe it because they think the whole planet everyone needs to have an electric vehicle. Everyone needs to have solar panels. Everyone needs to stop eating meat. Everyone needs to stop having dairy. No one really should be able to afford to drive around. Only the very wealthy will be allowed to travel with an electric vehicle. Most people shouldn't have one. It's bad for the planet. These people really believe that to be the case. And what's going to happen one day, no matter how wealthy they are, no matter how in bed with the World Economic Forum they are, they're going to wake up and realize, wow, I can't afford to drive my EV anymore because everything's gone up. I really fancy a burger, but the only stuff I can afford is a veggie burger. How did all this happen? Well, guess what, arsehole? You took part in it. This is the problem. And they use a classic thing which the CIA use, compartmentalization. Lots of people are just given their job to do in their little room with their little blinkers on. They don't know what everyone else is doing. All they got to do is do their job, shut their ass up, do that job, and that's it. Not knowing that that job that they're doing next door and next door to him and next door to her over there, all of them jobs together equals a really bad time for most of us. Yet they've got no idea. It's classic. We just want people, we need people to start questioning things. Don't forget, if it feels wrong, question it. If it feels wrong, you don't question it, you're doing all of us a disservice. We need people to stand up and grow a pair. Men and women and kids. We all need to say, no way, Jack. I've had enough. All of this crap, I ain't buying it no more. Because no one's benefiting. The only arseholes benefiting are those at the top with all the loot. What about the PSYOP, which I said earlier, about World War III and conscripts? It's a sideshow. Please don't spend your time looking into that. Nothing's going to happen. But basically, what that's being put out there is the guy in charge of the MOD is saying to the government, we need more money. The MOD has been grossly underfunded for a long time. You ask any veteran who has served, you ask any veteran who's been out in combat operations in the Middle East recently, or Kosovo, or Northern Ireland, or the Falklands, whatever, they will all tell you that their kit and equipment that was issued to them is crap. How many people who have served in the military have had to buy their own kit? Let me know in the live stream, and if you can, in the comment section as well. How many soldiers had to buy their own kit? I would say the majority. Why? Because the kit that is given to them from the government, the brand new kit, is crap. It's not up to it. It is not. It's okay for civilians to go camping and stuff, but when you're doing operations and things start falling apart and it's crap, really? That's how much the government respects its armed forces, by issuing them shit. Pretty much the truth, okay? I was speaking to a friend of mine today, Jay. If you're watching, Jay, hi, mate. He said in 1995, he was in Bosnia and he was patrolling around the town for weeks with 10 rounds in his magazine. 10 bullets for you civilians. Yeah, that's in a war zone. That's all they had. So, whilst our lads have been overseas or at home believing that they're doing the right thing to try and keep our freedoms alive, and they're treated like that. They're being issued crap kit and they just have not got enough of what they need. And that's been going on for a long time. Let me know if you are a veteran watching this who has served your country in conflict, moreover. What was it like for you? What was your experience? Was your kit issued really, really good? Did it last? Was it lightweight? Was it strong? Was it good quality? Or was it crap? Did it get you wet? Did it get you cold? Did you get sores and blisters and stuff like that? Like I'm saying, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I mean, the Royal Marines, they get some good kit, and Special Forces that get some good kit. The Americans, well, the US Marines, wow. The Navy SEALs in the US, they've got an open checkbook. They can get whatever they want. I don't know what it's like if you're in the US Army or the US Navy. The stuff that you get issued from Uncle Sam, is it good stuff or is it really crap? Did you have to go and buy your own stuff? Did you have to tailor your own kit and equipment to make it fit and work and function better? Let me know if you got your kit modified. Lots of us did. It's crazy. Decarbonisation. There's a word, and you're going to be seeing and hearing that a lot as we move forward until 2030. Decarbonisation. Carbon is really bad. Yet when you think about the building blocks of life, without carbon, trees and plants die. And when they die, we die. Reducing your carbon footprint. Yeah. They want us off the planet. They just want the powers that be on their own, having a whole planet to themselves with some dystopian, messed up sex robots or whatever it's going to be. They've got plans for us and they don't want us to be around. How does that make you feel? What do you think you can do about that? Some people just give up and think, oh, I'm just me, I can't do anything. Well, let me tell you this. There are way more of us than there is of them. Way more. Way outnumber them 99%. Did you know that? For sure. And at some point, all of these security who are guarding these arseholes at the top are going to turn on them. Yeah, for sure. It's happening. Just a matter of time. Don't forget, there is no such thing as 100% security. That goes for everyone. Even if you're in the police, special branch, MI5, GCHQ, whatever. One day, yeah, there's no such thing. None of us have got 100% security. So really think about you and your kids and where this is all going. When the big day comes, are you going to be on the front line with your riot shield, or are you going to be at home with your family? A sobering thought, but nonetheless, that's crossed the minds of millions of police officers around the planet. And I spoke to someone who served in the police, and he told me that was quite a common thought in that police station. And that's just one police station. Let me know. What are you a retired police officer? Was that a common thought in your department, in your unit where you worked? Let me know in the live chat or the comment section. It'd be good for people to see that, because it's a very, very difficult question, isn't it? Are you going to be doing the job on the front line in the town centre where it's kicking off, cars are getting blown up, it's nightmare? Or would you rather be 5 minutes around the corner at home with the door shut, looking after your wife and your 2 baby girls? What would you actually been doing if it kicked off? Yes. And how many times have we heard that there's been a crime, someone's come into someone's house, first thing they do is phone the police? Well, guess what? The crime has been committed way before the police probably answer the phone, never alone coming around there and helping. So yeah, my friend Mike, some of you know him as Armored Cockroach. He has got a saying he's been saying for years, and do you know what that is? No one's coming. No one's coming. It's down to you. What are you going to do? Because you can't rely on the police to save your ass when you really need them the most. It's not available, sir. What are you going to do? Oh, I don't want to break the law. It's illegal. Whatever it is, what are you going to do? What are you actually going to do? It's crazy. That's fear, conditioning and programming, which puts that into play. Unbelievable. So going back to decarbonisation, incentives for big companies for loans. We spoke about this in a video before. Now, one of the biggest problems is, and this is true, right? Big companies, they require loans to function, to carry on being in business. Because if all of a sudden loans didn't happen, companies around the globe would go bust instantly. The whole world is running, drowning, surviving on debt. Huge debt. Crazy. So you're a big company, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, whatever, you need a loan to buy X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you go to the World Bank. They go, okay, yeah, we'll give you a loan. How much do you want? Oh, I don't know, 50 billion. Yeah, no problem. But you can have this, but there's conditions attached. Oh, what's that? Well, you have to make sure that you meet your sustainable development goals, i.e., how your business and company is moving forward. You need to be on track with this climate carbon bullshit agenda 2030 to 2050. Okay. If you are not, i.e., you are not investing some of that loan money into renewables, electric cars, heat pumps, etc., if you're not buying or looking at any of those, we're not going to loan you the money. So, not only that, no. Not only that, guess what? Who remembers the alphabet people? The LGBTQ plus 500 gender on pretended I'm a dog crossed with a friggin' chimpanzee buddy kid. Who knows or heard about those guys? Well, inclusive, right? Pride Month and all of that BS, right? That is one of the conditions to loans as well. So not only are you being told by the World Bank, just at least the World Bank, there are others, believe it or not, central banks we're talking about. So the top 5 banks, right? World Bank being the biggest. Now, international settlements, that's another one. Now, let me know if you've heard of the Bank of International Settlements, the BIC. Not many people do, but that should be talked about more than some of the central bank digital currency banks at which we're talking about. But anyway, that's another deep dive rabbit hole for you guys. The Bank of International Settlements, the BIC, huge. It makes the Bank of England, right, looks like a corner shop with some loose change. No shit, Jack. I'm not joking. Check it out if you don't believe me. But yeah, you have to sort of buy into these ideologies. You have to employ X amount of trans staff. You have to be doing your bit for Pride Month. You have to sell or promote products relating to inclusivity. Yeah, that's why you are seeing all of these changes. That's why we all have our favorite companies, which we've been buying into for years, whatever they are. And all of a sudden you're like, what? My God, they got Pride stuff all over their bloody products. Geez, do you know what? Boycott. I'm not going to use that stuff anymore. Brewdog. Who remembers Brewdog? Yeah, they was doing into all that stuff. So boycotting's been big. Boycotting really ramped up middle of last year. And who remembers that stuff with Bud Light? They got shot in the arse over that one. And there's been others. Let me know in the live chat in the comment section, what other woke companies are there which we should all be boycotting? If you can put it in capital letters so we can see it, that's good, because the more people that thumbs up that comment, the higher it goes up the list, so people can see that comment, because that sort of thing, we really need to know a lot about that stuff, right? So we continue. So the loans from the World Bank has conditions attached. You must go green, the carbon free, and we are looking at Q2 of next year. Sorry, this year. We're in 2024 already. You are going to see a jump in inflation. You watch. So Q3. So you're looking at the 4 seasons, okay? Yeah. So 3 months per season, 4. So there's Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Q2 is literally going to be the second quarter of this year. So we're talking April, financial year end, etc. Yeah, expect some changes with inflation. That's a little prediction there from me. And it might be a bit mind-blowing because all of this stuff which we've talked about the UN Sustainable Development Goals, under the guise of the World Economic Forum and guiding it, they're literally pushing that. So you're going to see that change because all of the inflationary measures being put onto goods and services, not just in the UK, all the way across the globe, they are going to need to take part in these climate change things and the woke things, them two things. Okay, so the extra money is going to go towards all of that promotional crap, the brainwashing. All right, like I said, they are targeting birth to 25-year-old people. That's who is being targeted. We need to protect those big time. We need to unschool them at best. So if they do go to school and you're a parent or a grandparent, do your best to unschool them. Make them understand that actually, if every human being on the planet died tomorrow, over the next 200 years, the planet will do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. It always has, it always will. It's nothing to do with us. That's fact. Yet that is being shadow banned, just like me. So if you can share this video, just click that share button underneath. Share it to your online social media groups. It really helps. Because guess what? They cut all of my advertising money. I'm not getting jack. So you guys who are donating, awesome. You are helping big time. You really are. It's like literally they're trying to pull my frigging tongue out. They don't want me talking about this stuff. But this year, it's kicking off because of all of these things are coming to play this year. All right. So the 2-year immediate risk for the World Economic Forum, this and misinformation, that is going to be huge. Mark my words, this year you are going to see that go crazy. Now, who remembers when I said this at the start of the video? Now we're getting into the juicy. Any archaics veterans out there know what I'm talking about. We're getting into the juicy. You ready for this? Okay, so bearing in mind misinformation, censorship, fact checkers, we know what we're talking about. Good, right, okay. Influencers online. Apparently my role in society is an influencer, a YouTuber, if that's an actual term. I'm not really keen on YouTuber. I like to call myself a content creator because that's in fact what I'm doing. I'm creating content. The YouTube is a platform. A YouTuber just sounds a bit thick and a bit childish, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I digress massively. Influencers online will be vetted. Yeah, breaking news. All of us who upload videos onto YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp, all of us, and TikTok, all of us who post content, we are going to be vetted, right? So basically, all of our content is going to be run through a fact-checking algorithm. Based on the results, will determine whether we get vetted or not. So expect to see lots of us not have the mark. We're not talking about the mark of the beast. Guess what they're going to do? There's going to be a watermark appear on screen. Yeah. So if I've been verified and I've been vetted, I'm going to have a unique watermark on my video somewhere saying fact checked, trustworthy source or something like that. There'll be some weird little pretty catchy, cool little trendy logo or something like that, like a little tick of a little thumbs up on a face or something daft. I suspect somewhere on the video a watermark which you can't add or remove. It will be done automatically. So watermarking content, that is what we are going to see this year, based upon the suspected infiltration of AI. AI is going to be attacking online material starting this year. And we are going to see the rise and the success of deep fake. Yes, we have been shown a few things over the last 6 months. And some of it looks pretty crazy. It's very hard to differentiate truth and artificially generated content. Be under no illusion, guys, that technology is way more advanced than we are being shown. It's like everything else. Okay. So what's actually going on right now is that deep fake technology is so good that you won't be able to tell the difference between me and a computer generated me. It will be that good. Mark my words. And we are going to be witnessing that this year. How is that going to affect people? Is it going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Is it going to make that person go, do you know what? I've had it up to here with this BS. And they're going to go out there and start shouting, ranting and raging and smashing the place up. Other people are going to join in. Mark my words. This shit's coming down this year. It's crazy. So that is going to be the social media and probably the mainstream as well. But I'll bet you any money you like, all of the mainstream social media outlets will have that watermark as a trusted, verified source of factual, fact-checked information. Categorically, who agrees with me? Do you think we're going to be seeing that this year, based on what the World Economic Forum says about watermarked content? So AI-generated information stroke news, there's going to be issues with election results. All right. So when that news starts breaking, the artificial intelligence has got in the way of the voting process, what's going to happen? People will riot. They won't protest. No, they're going straight to Route 1. They're going to go out there and they're going to kick ass. Of course, look what happened in America. That vote was absolutely friggin' stolen. 100%. It's undeniable. It's 100% provable fact that that actually happened. No way was the Democrats going to get a term in office when Trump is in power. No way. So if that can happen to the most powerful country on the planet as a precursor for global governance, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah. It's like we have got an illusion of choice of who we decide to vote for, right? It's an illusion. We have no choice. They're all run by the same scam mafia bastards at the top. They are all controlled like that. So there is an illusion of choice and there is no choice. Whoever you vote for, if you do, it's going to be the other guy. And it's going to be, well, no one likes that guy. I mean, really believe, do you believe that the majority of the population of the United States of America voted for Joe Potato Biden? Do you really believe that that was factual base fact? Let me know in the live chat if you think, no, it's true. It's obvious. Loads of people in America love Biden. That's why they voted for him. Duh. That's why he's in power. Do you believe that? Or do you actually think that Trump's power was stripped away from him because they knew he was knocking on doors big time? Whether you agree or disagree with Trump, we all know, well, I hope we all know that he is playing his part in this game. But with that being said, he is the only one who is literally doing a good thing. Who remembers when he was over here in the UK and he walked in front of the Queen and she looked really pissed off? He was basically showing the world that she's just nobody. And you know what? You have got your right to think whatever you want about the royal family here in the UK. But how many presidents or other people, influential, high, powerful people around the world has ever done that to the Queen of England? To my knowledge, none. He was the one and only who'd done that. So, let me just see. Like we said about the climate change thing, this is where it gets interesting because they are absolutely using this to run everything. Because do you know what the biggest problem for the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and the World Economic Forum, do you know what their biggest problem is? Is the majority of people on planet Earth believing in their hearts that this climate change agenda is bullshit. If that was to happen, the whole game collapses. The whole game falls apart. The whole thing is over. So this is how serious this is about trying to make people understand that this climate change agenda and all of these goals that they are trying to reach by these certain amounts of times are undoable. They are never, ever going to work. And if they did work at those times, it's the end for all of us. We just won't be able to get by or do anything. It will kill all up, basically. So, climate change. So, man-made climate change. Okay, really. Look at this. Weather manipulation. All right. This stuff is unbelievable. And if you've not looked into any of this before, if you think all of the weather patterns are absolutely normal and it's to do with us running our diesel and petrol vehicles, right, and burning our wood burners, right, if you think it's down to people doing that all of these crazy weather patterns are happening, look into at least cloud seeding. Look at that. There's silver. Oh my God. All of this stuff is crazy. Cloud seeding. Who's heard of HARP? The High Aurora Advanced Research Project, HARP, okay, in Alaska. Guess what? We've covered this. I think there's about 15 of these array facilities on the planet, heating up beams of energy up into the ionosphere, and then like this, bouncing back down and creating hot areas. Well, if anyone knows anything about weather, if you create hot areas in water, in seawater, guess what happens? Yeah, hurricanes are born. You can literally grow a hurricane anywhere in the world if you heat the water up enough. And imagine this facility here can literally put that really high concentrate heated beam bouncing off the ionosphere of the planet and coming back down anywhere they want, pretty much with a joystick, and guide that beam anywhere. And if they focus it and do enough, yeah, you can start a hurricane and you can guide that energy wherever you want, like a computer game. You can guide it right away from Western Africa all the way across the Atlantic, straight into Miami, Florida, all of the hot zones where you get these hurricanes. And you, if you wanted to, you can make that hurricane a real big, dangerous bastard, a huge, big killer, biggest friggin' storm ever. You could easily do that with this. The High Aurora Advanced Research Project, HARP. Check it out. If you've not heard of that before, you wouldn't believe how easy it is in this day and age to change the weather to whatever you want. Look at this. My God, you could make it rain cats and dogs for as long as you want if you've got the right technology. Absolutely 100% provable fact. They are using this technology to change the weather and make it so bad to make us believe that it's our fault. Yet they're doing it all the time. Look at this. Weather control conspiracy is off the clouds in Australian Associated Press. This information at last is getting out there. People are waking up to this stuff, which are what they are doing. And we're not even going to talk about chemtrails, about spraying the atmosphere with God knows what, to do God knows what with the effects of the sun and the poisons which are floating down to the planet. Yes, with the technology that's been around for years now, and don't forget, this HARP technology is getting more advanced every single year. It's getting more and more efficient, smarter, clever, unbelievable. It's true. I am not making this up. Look at this. Does that look like normal clouds to you? Really? Who's seen stuff like this before? Yeah. Here's a good question for you. I want you to look at this picture, right? Look at this picture and memorize this picture, these white lines across the sky. Remember that picture. Right. Now what I want you to do is to go and find some photographs of when you was younger before 1990. Look at those photographs. I will give anyone 50 quid if you can find a photo that is proven to be taken before 1990 anywhere on the planet that's got a chemtrail on there. True. Prove it. Because I'll tell you what, I've had it up to here with these idiots who think chemtrails are a conspiracy and it's BS and it's not real. Well, how come? Here's a question for anyone who says that to you, right? Challenge them this way, because this is what I do, and I have not had one person debate me on this ever. And I've been into this since 2008. Not one person. The thousands of people that I've met in my life and talked about chemtrails. And it falls apart when you bring this up. Just say to them, okay, so how long has there been aircraft in the sky? 100 years. Okay, cool, no problem. So based on those aeroplanes flying in the sky, lots of them would probably be doing similar routes most of the times, like a regular pattern, you know, from Heathrow going across to Munich or wherever it is. You're going to see planes take off, I don't know, every half hour, every hour. So you're getting routines and patterns in the flight paths. Okay. Why don't we see it every day? Why is it some days we've got clear blue skies, the airplanes are still flying, but it's no white lines? Okay. So how does that happen? And they're going to try and blind you with science about atmospherics and temperatures, and it has to be just right for these little white little clouds to come out from. And you think, oh, right, that sounds like BS to me. Okay, what about this one? The photographing. Planes have been flying for 100 years, okay, in the sky. Look at photographs before the year 1990 of the sky. You won't see any of these white lines anywhere in any photograph you can find anywhere. They did not exist. Never have. But we have now been talking about the Mandela effect. So I wonder if that's going to change. I wonder. It's something to ponder upon, surely. So yeah, there you go. They will shut the hell up when you tell them that. Because if planes have been flying for 100 years and these little white vapor trails are just normal, so why didn't anyone see them before the year 1990? Why? There you go. It's true. I am not bloody joking. And again, that is a great way to manipulate the weather by spraying all of that high advanced crap up into our atmosphere, which we've got to breathe. Okay. You want to see this? You ready? Right. Here we go. Getting to net zero carbon emissions by 2050. 8 actions needed by 2030. 6 years from now. Okay. So 6 years from now, they want these 8 things to happen. Should we see them? The increase of solar and wind capacity 3.5 times to 500 gigawatts. That is an impossible task in itself. If anyone knows about electrics and how big gigawatts are, that's insane. That is just nuts. Right. Eliminate most electricity generation from coal. Uh-oh. Guess what? Coal is being used in China, Europe, and America. If we turned all of the coal off now, all of the coal power stations, we would be in the dark ages within 1 week. 1 week. That's how long it will take. Because the electricity generated from coal globally is astonishing. And if all of a sudden that electricity was not there because the coal wasn't there, there wouldn't be enough power to power hardly anything. Fact. Maintain current natural gas generating capacity for reliability. So, where does the world get most of its gas from? Russia. So apparently we're going to be going to war with Russia very soon. So expect that reliability to change. So doesn't look good. Number 4, increase zero emission vehicle sales share to 50%. So in 6 years' time, they want all vehicle sales on the planet to be 50% electric. So half. So when you go out and about, when you drive your car and you're looking at all of the cars, just imagine half of every car you're going to see is all of a sudden going to be electric. This ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. In fact, there was a report I read the other day. I'm trying to remember what car manufacturer it was, but they had to change tact. They built all of these electric cars. The sales were so crap, they've gone back to producing petrol cars. You can find a report out online. You can look into that. I wish I had it with me now because I found it the other day. Number 5, increase sales share of building heat pumps to 50%. Now, listen, if they actually done this, wow, you are going to be gutted. I can tell you from what I understand so far with this friend I've got with his heat pump outside in his front garden, these are a frigging nightmare. Let me know in the live chat or if you're watching on a replay if you've got one of these heat pumps. Now, listen, don't worry. No one's going to judge you. Sometimes we move into properties, we're renting them, and they're already there. If you move into a property and it's got a heat pump, if you want to get it removed, it's going to be a complete nightmare because the installation times and costs for these heat pumps are insane. If you think fitting a gas central heating system in a property is expensive and long-winded, you wait till you come across these heat pumps. They are a frigging nightmare. You need special radiators, special pipes. It is so over-engineered, it's frigging ridiculous. If I was Prime Minister, I would ban any heat pump being made and installed in the UK immediately. These things are a disaster. And they are all made connectable to smart meters. So basically, they can turn your heat pump off via your smart meter, making you very cold whenever they want. And they can use any excuse they want. Oh, there's been a demand on the grid. We're really sorry, but we've had to cut your area's heat pumps. I know it's minus 16 outside and we're having a really bad winter, but just put a hot water bottle on. And then you look at the royal family and the World Economic Forum Goonies sat in their luxury mansions with underfloor heating, etc. And yeah, heat pumps, they want to try and ramp it up to 50% of the sales. Wow, in 6 years, we need to stop this immediately. Next, number 6, all new buildings and appliances meet strict energy efficiency goals. I've already had junk mail through my door talking about renewable energies in our homes. Let me know if you have been contacted in any way about improving your home's efficiency, whether it's cavity wall insulation, a heat pump, anything like that, loft insulation, etc. Let me know if you've been contacted, whether it's a telephone call, an email, a flyer or a letter put through your letterbox, offering this for free, a government scheme. Like I'm saying, they are trying to do all of this stuff because some nefarious organization called the United Nations, who are completely unelected, by the way, want all of this between 2030 and 2050. I don't give a toss about us. They didn't ask us. This wasn't a vote. This is absolutely non-democratic, yet this is for our benefit. And let me tell you, from what I know about heat pumps and solar panels, and I burn coal, I haven't got an electric car. So far, these first 6 are a complete frigging nightmare. A complete nightmare. Number 7, research and development for carbon capture. Oh my God. And carbon neutral fuels. Like I said, people, without carbon, this atmosphere is going to screw up royally. It is going to screw up royally, big time. Trees, plants, flowers, crops need carbon to survive. And they are trying to capture the carbon so it doesn't go into the atmosphere to keep all of the biolife alive. They are, by definition, killing humans and the planet, and they want it done by 2050. If you think that's fear or scaremongering, go and pull your head out your ass, because this shit is coming down the road. It is coming down the road. I'm not making it up. That is what the goal is. Decarbonisation. Net zero. Zero people. Yeah, that is it. That's what they want. No people by 2050. Unbelievable. And they're doing it by these silly little pictures to make it look cool. Oh my God, what a lovely way to die, by being led down the path by these psychopathic arseholes with these cute little pictures. If only people knew the truth. And like I say, please share this video. We need people to watch this stuff. We need people to educate themselves to what's really going on. This is our kids' futures at stake here. If we don't learn and do something, these arseholes are going to do this by 2050. What are you going to do about it? We need to do something. There's time's bloody ticking, Jack. And this year doesn't look very good at all. And lastly, number 8, build electricity transmission and pipelines for carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. Oh my God. There it is. Not good. I told you. This year it's going to be a nightmare. Right, who heard about COP28? Speaking about this agenda bull crap. Right. Here we go. The World Economic Forum. The Executive Board, 22nd to the 27th of January. So this is ending tomorrow. This is in play right now. Okay. The World Health Organization Executive Board. This is a world news story. Who heard about this? Or was we busy thinking that we're going to get called up for World War III? Don't forget, I told you that World War III conscript is bullshit. It's a diversion. They want you to look at that. But all of the time, this is what's been going on. I spoke about it in some videos before. Like I say, I'm being shadow banned. Hardly anyone's seeing them, so it does boil my piss. But anyway, the UK welcomes this week's focus on climate health at COP28. COP28. Okay. COP28. Right. Should we see about that? Yeah, there it is. Right. You ready? Okay. The United Nations Climate Change Conference, United Arab Emirates. This was only last month, okay? So, COP28, basically what they've been talking about was just insane. So the scary thing is this. It was the first of its kind. Some 85,000 participants, including more than 150 heads of state and government, were among the representatives of national delegations, civil society, business, indigenous peoples, youth, philanthropy, and international organizations in attendance at the conference from November the 30th to the 13th of December. Okay. It was the biggest of its kind. Is this sinking in yet? This COP, there's been 28 of them so far, 28 years. This was the biggest of its kind. Look at this. And its main target was to accelerate action across all areas by 2030. All areas, everything. So the previous page, which I just showed you about those 8 things they wanted to get done by 2030, they are going to accelerate them. So what we are going to see is lots of change rapidly. Now, the reason why there's not been that many protests or riots is because this has been happening quite fast, but just about the right speed where there's not that many. So what's been released last month at COP28 is they are going to increase the frequency of these rollouts to make sure that they tick all them stupid boxes in 6 years' time. 6 years. So the changes we are going to see in 6 years is going to be unfathomable, ridiculous, insane. Starting from this year, And like we showed earlier on in that World Economic Forum report, this year is going to be the most catastrophic. So, do you think there's going to be any SHTF when the World Economic Forum says that this year is going to be the most catastrophic? So many changes are happening with the elections, with the Olympics, with the migrant crisis. Everything is going to change this year. It's nuts. And like I said earlier, and thank you to my partner Rachel for bringing this to my attention. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize, but this was breaking earlier. Check this out, guys. 25 Republican governors back Texas in escalating border standoff with the United States government. So if anyone is in that region where that border is, let me know what you're actually seeing, because I'll tell you one thing, we're being told all sorts of stuff from the mainstream, but this is what we have so far. So if you are local, what is actually going on? It's crazy. Check this out. A record 250,000 plus illegal migrants crossed the border in December alone. 250,000 illegals walked into America just last month. Oh my God. 250,000 people? No way. In 1 month. Wow. My question is this. With so many armed patriots in America, what the frig are you waiting for? What is going on? Why isn't anyone doing something? Do you know what? In America, in the UK, if loads of people had guns like you did, I suspect it'd be a highly different story. It's just like, how bad are you guys waiting for it to be before someone starts frigging doing something? 250,000 people just walk straight into your country in 1 month. We're getting like thousands every week, but 250,000 in 4 weeks is just frigging unbelievable. That's mind-bogglingly insane. The UK, Europe, US, and Canada are being invaded by fighting age, male-only migrants. Are you getting it yet? There's going to come a point where there are so many in all of these countries, loads of countries, like I just said. What's going to happen? We've been speaking about this for a lot, and I mean a lot. It's crazy. This year is just going to be bonkers. And look at this. Democrats call on Biden to federalize Texas National Guard in growing border disputes. If the National Guard gets involved in that border issue, expect it to go friggin' red pretty fast. Wow. That is, do you know what? You could class that local area as a local emergency for sure. No bullshit. This is literally, oh my God, it's literally simmering not far away from getting to boiling point at that border zone in the United States of America. Unbelievable. So yeah, 2024, get ready. I would really keep your eyes and ears open for local intelligence. We need to know what is going on all of the time now this year. It's going to require a lot, but there is hope. The difficulty is people like myself and other people are being silenced from getting this information out there. All we are trying to do, it's not just me, lots of my friends and people that I've interviewed on my channel, we are all on the same page. All we want to do is to make sure that we all know the truth, and as many people around the planet know the truth. All we want is a decent lifestyle, a decent standard of living. We've had it up to here with this system, and it's starting to fall apart. Why? Because more people are understanding what's going on. So these videos that I make, and thank God for you people that share them, because if you didn't share my videos, that's going to be me done. But let me tell you this year is going to be so challenging, because they are going to be going for people like me and others with this fact-checking watermark verification stamped all over the content. Okay. and they are going to brainwash the sheep people as much as possible that any information online which hasn't got that watermark is not to be trusted. It hasn't been fact checked, and they are enemy of the state. They are literally domestic terrorists. That is what they are going to label anyone who disagrees with what they are saying. So how much freedom do you think's involved in this? Not much. And it's going to get less and less and less until something happens. Now, something needs to happen, and it will. And I suspect this year we're going to see many changes. So as a prepping community, we need to be ready. We need to help as many people as possible get ready for this crap that's coming down the road. And it does look like one of the predictions which I've done years ago in 2012, that I'm preparing for civil unrest. Civil unrest. So what are you going to do when your front door gets kicked in and there's a van outside with like 10 blokes jump out and run into your house? No police are coming. What are you going to do? Are you going to move out of that area before that happens? Are you going to hang around and find out? And I know, I can already, I'm not even looking at chat, but I already know people are saying, I can't afford to move. I can't move because of X, Y, and Z. Well, if you really wanted to, you would find a way. Everyone's individual, everyone's different, everyone's unique. But if you really want to do something, you can. The only thing stopping you is you. If you really want to do it, you will do it. There's no excuses. And I know there's going to be thousands of excuses. There's going to be loads. But there's always a way. Do you know what? I've been saying that for bloody 10 years plus. There's always a way. No matter what, you can do it if you want to. Like I said, there's so many people that are moving out of cities now. Blimey. I didn't realise you guys have been donating like crazy. Oh my God. Really? We'll have to go through them. It's only fair. I think it's disrespectful if people aren't seeing all of this. Bob Hunter, thank you very much for that donation, sir. This is a fight between pure evil and pure love. I concur. 100%. I know what side I'll be on. The side of light and love and peace and kindness. I fear no evil. Bob, I love you, sir. That's awesome. This is what we need to see, guys. We need to see people not having the fear to say this. Okay. Bob's just said that in front of 1,400 people, and God knows how many people on the replay. Bob, exactly. I know exactly what you mean, and I agree. Propaganda works best when those who are being manipulated are confident they are acting on their own free will. Oh my God, Joseph Goebbels. Now, if anyone who hasn't heard that term, Joseph Goebbels, look at the King of England. Yeah, and Prince Philip. Look at them two guys. They were really good friends of that guy. Yeah, he was like the at the time the social media guy of Hitler. So yeah, not very nice. Thanks, Bob. Nonetheless, that's awesome. Bob again. My God, thank you so much. Who is the most powerful cat in China? Chairman. My God, yeah. If you wanted to get rid of a lot of people, look at what that guy done, Chairman Mao. Unbelievable. And you're absolutely right, Bob. That happened. It really did. Thank you for that. VI Jokers, thank you very much for the donation. You heard about the British Army chief saying we need citizen army. Yes, I said that earlier. It's complete BS. What he's basically doing is the British Army chief is saying publicly to the government that they need more money if they want to defend the country or go to war. At the moment, the British military is incapable of doing either. So basically, the British military right now is in the shit big time. And because the funding has been cut for so many years, the recruitment's down because no one wants to bloody put their lives at risk for that crap amount of money, and rightly so. Or some people want to do it for king and country. Well, so many people are waking up to how corrupt the freaking government and the royal family is. Who would want to freaking do their dirty work? Don't forget, do you remember what David Icke said years ago? What would happen to war if no one turned up? It's happening. You look at the recruitment figures in the army recruitment offices right now. No one wants to. And even if there was a national service, can you imagine the snowflake generation in that? We need strong, masculine men to be men right now. We've got no time for snowflakes. Do you want to be a gardener in a frigging war zone? Or do you want to be a warrior in a garden? It's up to you. It's up to everyone. We've got to make that choice right now. We're not talking about World War III. We're talking about war in our own backyard when this crap kicks off. And it's not long away. But yeah, that is a sideshow. Don't worry. There's not going to be a conflict with Russia. There's not going to be World War III. Don't worry. You heard it here first. Darren, wow, thank you. We got another member. Brilliant. You guys are awesome. The member community is growing and growing very strong. And okay, I remember this from last time. Thank you for that donation. That's very kind. We are the carbon they want to reduce. Exactly. Exactly. Reduce your carbon footprint. When we move, what do we leave behind? Footprints. When we breathe out, what do we breathe out? Carbon. Our carbon footprint. They want to remove us. Okay, you're exactly on the money. Thank you for that. And John, a member, thank you for that. I just farted. You're going to start climate change all by yourself, John. I appreciate that, sir. That's awesome. We do need a bit of humour in times like this, for sure. Wow, we got Bob again. Wow, thank you for that, sir. What I'm worried about, climate change, 0%, or totalitarian governments, 100%, courtesy of the Angry Bootneck channel. I've heard about the Angry Bootneck, or is it the Angry someone else? I've got a friend, Jason, he's in New York. His name's the Angry Prepper, but the Angry Bootneck channel, I might have to double check. But yeah, exactly. On climate change, this is all BS. Thank you for that, Bob. I get what you're putting out there, mate. Bob again. Blimey, Bob. That's one way to get your message out there. We have got 3,100 messages so far in the chat. And it went over to 1,500 members in the chat. That's awesome. My name is Klaus Schwab. And my friend Bill is sitting on my... Oh, I can't read this. But we love humanity. And I want to help everyone into an early grave. Thank you, President Bob. You're funny. Oh dear. And Chris, super sticker, thank you for that. TR7 V8. TR7, that was a cool ride back in the day. Who didn't want a TR7? The V8 as well, but that's noisy. Well done, Chris. Appreciate that, sir. Bob, again, unfortunately, I live in Scotland with this. You talking about the Prime Minister? President? No, it's got to be Prime Minister, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I can't believe anyone voted for that guy. Ridiculous. Andy Inuk. Right, thank you for that. From a member as well. That really means a lot. That's awesome. If the net goes down, so do the new digital phone lines. Get some alternative comms, folks. Andy, you are 100% correct. I'm going to be personally recommending ham radios. If you can, get analog ones. You can get them. You don't have to have a license. The only thing, if you do get a ham radio and you don't get a license, do not transmit any signals. Just use it for educational listening purposes. Do not transmit. It's against the law. Okay. Obviously, when it all goes tits up, there's not going to be any law. So lots of people have ham radios who are not licensed. I've looked into it myself. What I did come to find is it's very much like owning a firearm. If you have a firearm certificate or a ham radio license, the police can enter your property without notice to inspect your equipment and or your weapons, your guns, sorry, civilian now, mustn't call them weapons, guns, firearms, sorry. So yeah, so that put me off a bit, okay? I don't like the idea of police turning up unannounced, inspecting stuff. Because from my experience, I've been pulled over by the police before and they said I was speeding. They said their speed camera needed to make 2 readings. It failed on the second time, so they couldn't do anything about me driving a little bit over the limit. But what they did do is they checked the rest of my vehicle and they found other defects. So with that in mind, when the police come into your house to check your firearms and your secure gun cabinet on an exterior wall mounted correctly in your property, are they going to be looking around at anything else while they're in there? Is there going to be anything else that's untoward? Have you got a ceremonial dagger hanging on your wall as like a piece of art or something? They could turn around and say that is an illegal offensive weapon. You're not even allowed to own it. You're under arrest. So I can understand why people don't get licenses and certificates, because all of that sort of stuff goes into it. So having a ham radio, in my opinion, I have looked into the license. I've done the course. I've got all of the stuff. But when it comes down to actually getting that call sign, probably not. I don't like the idea of them coming around and inspecting stuff whenever they want to. Just not on board with it. But that's my own opinion. And you can think I'm a fool or whatever. I don't care. Currently, that's what my opinion is based on what I understand about it. So, Bob Hunter again. My God, look at this. You guys, you're amazing, dude. Support all our farmers, especially Jeremy Dupont Clarkson. Jeremy Dupont Clarkson. I thought it's just Jeremy Clarkson. Dupont, that's a Ponzi lighter for lighting cigars. So I used to have one. Very expensive. Saint Dupont from France. Anyway, peace be upon us. Screw the WF and the so-called disinformation. Yeah, support farmers. 100%. Absolutely. And like I said earlier, support them with cash, with farmers markets as well, if you can't actually get to the farms. That really is important too. And Owen, thank you for that donation, sir. Don't matter who you vote for. Oh yeah, I read that out before. Yes, absolutely. Well, you guys are incredible. My God, this is just coming in all of the time. Darren, that's my name. In case you didn't know, my name's Darren. Hi, I'm Funky Prepper. And here's another Darren, just become a member. Well done, Darren. That's awesome. Brilliant. And we got Robert as well. Welcome, sir. We'll seriously appreciate it, because you, Robert, are amongst friends here. And this is an awesome community, Rob. I'm not joking, mate. If you're new, whoa, it's crazy. So, yeah, congratulations on joining a really cool community. It's really helping the channel too. And Darren, oh my God, thank you for that. You didn't have to, sir. So it's become a member. He's just donated. Oh, that's very kind, Darren, mate. Seriously, like I said, because I'm being silenced, that's it. All my bloody financial support's been cut. So you guys are really helping. Oh my God, Sandy. My God, Sandy, Jack Claw. Thanks, dude. Stephen. Bloody hell. Nanda or Nanda, thank you for that donation. That's very kind. And Shamsul, oh, thank you for that. That is beautiful. Thank you very much indeed. You guys, I'd never expected that. It's amazing. Brilliant. We've gone a little bit over by an hour. Wow. Damn, that coffee was good tonight. But like I said, I took a night off last night. I had some rest. I needed a bit of downtime. And look at that, 2222. Who recognizes that? 2222. That was just guided intuition right there. Wow. Some of you see it. Like-minded numbers, 1111, 1010, 2323, 1818, etc. Let me know if you see those numbers. And the weird thing is, the more frequent that you see those numbers, the more changes you are going to experience, the more opportunities you are going to have to change your life for the better. You need to trust your instinct, intuition, follow those signs, regardless of what happens, no matter how painful or crazy it seems. You just have to trust it. And I'll guarantee you, your back will be got. No harm will come to you as we go through all of this crap. As true as I'm sitting here, you are going to lose the fear. You are not going to be scared of all this crap. All right? It's just information. And those, like I'm saying, lots of people are aware in this community, and they know. They will tell you. Bloody hell. Another one. VI Jokers. Thank you for that, sir. That's very, very kind. You guys are awesome. So, yes. Keep your eyes out for a video going up tomorrow. It'll probably be up about 7 o'clock. It's all about where I'm going with the channel, and we are going to be seeing some big changes. All right, so stay tuned for that. We're talking about bugging out, leaving the area. What do you need to do? Recce in places, because if you do have to leave your house for any reason, have a plan. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be covering survival stuff as well, because not everyone, and it's not everyone's fault, you don't get taught that at school. That is one of the main problems I've got with the education system. Why aren't our kids being taught survival skills? Let me tell you this much: the indigenous people in America, the Native American Indians, every single one of those people, young and old, all had survival skills. Look at these snowflakes today. They couldn't even light a fire in the rain. And that's sad, because in this day and age, with the crap coming down the line, we need to be as freaking prepared as possible. Because guess what, Jack? No one is coming. If you think you're going to pick that phone up when something really bad happens and a police are being like that, you're on a losing team straight away. You need to be an adult. You need to take responsibilities for yourself. You need to do that. No one else is going to do it for you. If you don't make any changes, nothing's going to happen. If you want to change stuff, only you can do it and no one else. So be prepared. Don't be scared. Thank you to everyone who's taken part in the live stream tonight. It's been mega. It's been really, really cool. And like I said, please share this video before you go. It really helps. Like, if there was one thing that I could ask, is to share the video before anything else. It's more important than everything. Because if these videos do not get shared, this voice and this community, with all of its opinions in the live chat, and indeed the excuse me, I need more beer, and indeed the comment section, it doesn't get out there. And we need to show the truth of what's really going on, because we can't trust the mainstream media at all. We absolutely can't trust them. So everyone who's taken part, thank you so much, big time. Everyone who's donated has blown my mind. That's incredible. You guys are so kind and helpful. Without your support, I'm done. I haven't got a voice. It's crazy. So yes, thank you so much. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Anne. That's very, very kind. Amazing. Crazy. And you guys on PayPal as well, thank you so much. And I think it was Stephen, and who was it? Stephen and Martin, who donated on PayPal during the week when they watched the replay of the live stream last week. Thank you so much, because people do, they donate on the replay. You don't have to do it when it's live. So you guys, thank you so much for doing that. That really helps. I nearly forgot to mention you guys, and I hate not mentioning people who help, genuinely help this channel. And yes, everyone who has taken part is really helping. Don't forget, there is more information underneath this video. If you click more, you can see lots more things. Okay, don't forget, like the message says, don't forget to sign up to the newsletter, and I will be getting back onto that on Monday, and lots of other things. Okay, don't forget, it's all underneath the video. Check it out. And also the moderators. Last but not least, the most wonderful, fantastic, beautiful moderators. I thank you so much, because I can't begin to imagine what it would actually be like if you guys and girls weren't there. And I know some of you on a regular basis as well. It's incredible. I mean, I know that time is the most precious commodity of all. So for you guys, like the regulars, like Engineer to Succeed, Pilgrim, Max Power, there's so many people here who are awesome, who turn up, rain, wind or shine, are amazing. And forgive me if I've not read all of your names out, because there's so many and there's just not enough time. I'm just looking through it now. Beard Box, Cornish Bob, Steve, Full of Hope as well. I remember seeing Liz earlier. Yeah, she is. It's awesome. You guys are regulars, and you know, it means the bloody world to me. And I hope that the moderators are going to turn up to the prepper meets this year. There's 2 of them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my YouTube channel over the last couple of weeks, and you will see the video 2024 prepper meet. Try and get there if you can. There's one in June and there's one in September. So you've got 2 opportunities to check the dates, get time off work, book it, because it will sell out quick. There's going to be 150 people allowed on each of those events, so 300 in total over the 2 dates. And if you're too late, you leave it too long, it will be fully booked and you will not be able to go. The people who have been to the prep meets will tell you exactly what it's like. You get to meet these people in the chat for real. It's amazing. And the moderators, there was about 7 or 8 of them last year. And there's even more been added as moderators, because only awesome people get made into a moderator. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just when I remember and when I see lots of people saying good things on a regular basis, then yes, every now and again, for whatever reason, I will make new moderators to add to the list, because they're incredible. And yeah, you guys are amazing. And Engineered to Succeed, whatever you have to do, try and get over to the UK one day. It's not as expensive as you think. There's always a way. And I can always pick you up from the airport and put you up here where I live. All right, dude? That's an open invitation to you, because you've had my back for years, dude, and I love you to bits. Engineered to Succeed, everybody. What a guy. So, expect that video tomorrow. Don't forget about it. 7 o'clock, it should be up on YouTube. And there's going to be more videos coming next week. Big time. And I might even see if I can do one Sunday. So don't forget, if you're at a loose end, you know where to come. Share the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Love to everyone. You guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.